Students, in this session, we shall discuss the basic principles of firm locations. These principles guides and enables the entrepreneur to site its business operation in a right place. So these principles are: first one is principle of economics of location, second one is principle of substitution, third one is D.M. Smith's principle, fourth one Todd Pollander's principle, fifth one is principle of physical restriction, sixth principle of economic restriction, and last one is the principle of technical restriction. So let us discuss one by one. First one is principle of economics of location. This theory belongs to market area or profit maximization approach and has focused on the spatial variations in scales potentials. August Lodge was a German economist and he proposed his theory in the year 1939 in a book entitled Die Ptolemäische Ordnungswirtschaft. Its English translation was published in the year 1954 as Economics of Location. He disregarded the spatial variations in production cost by holding them constant and instead depicted optimal location as occurring where the largest possible market area is monopolized, that is, where the scale potentials and total revenue potentials are maximized. Lodge sought to explain the size and shape of market area within which a location would command the largest revenue. Second, principle of substitution. This principle of substitution over the space was first put forward by German economist Friedrich in 1928. The concept was further developed by the Isoude and Moses in the late 1950s, leads to the conclusion that if one allows for factor substitution and assumes a non-linear production function, then the optimality of a location will depend on characteristics of input, level of output, and the nature of the demand schedule. So third principle, that is D.M. Smith's principle. D.M. Smith in his theory has provided a theoretical framework for industrial location. His theory is also known as the area cost curve theory. Smith has attempted to utilize the perfect computation least cost approach of Weber with some reference to the monopolistic computation market area approach of Lodge. His conceptual design is quite straightforward and is based on the statement of other location theorists. Recognizing the complexity of the industrial location decision, Smith began by simplifying the real-world conditions. He assumed a profit motive. He observed that processing costs vary in space as do revenue. The most profitable location will be total revenue exceeds the total cost by the greatest amount. Fourth one is Todd Pollander's principle. In 1935, Todd Pollanders, a Swedish person, has put forward the industrial location theory. First of all, Pollanders determined the boundary between the two market areas and explained how two firms making the same product for linear market distributed horizontally, and how the firm cost or the price charged of the product varied away from the firm. Fifth principle of physical restriction. The location of industry is always controlled by the physical factors. Among physical factors, he has given prime importance to the availability of minerals. These are several places where occurrence of the mineral is possible, but it is necessary to find out where its mining is profitable. Sixth one is principle of economic restrictions. Rosters has given two important economic aspects. They are: number one, cost structure of industry, including all expenditure related to establishment and function of an industry, especially expenditure percentage on labor, raw material, transportation, marketing, etc. Second one is spatial margin of profitability. This is a point where cost of industry is more than profit. Therefore, industry is established only after calculating the profit margin, and the best location is where cost is minimum. Rostron's theory is also known as the location cost analysis theory. So last principle is principle of technical restriction. Technical knowledge is a prerequisite for every industry. It is required more for certain industries. Therefore, due consideration should be given not only to the availability of technology and its knowledge, but also its cost. In brief, Rostron's theory is basically a theory of least cost, and industries are always located at a place where cost is least.